Hello everyone, I'm Brian Croydragon and welcome back to Box Adventures. Nothing really planned for today except getting out of the Nether. Alive. Okay. To make this clear, no going out the Roman fashion. Excuse me. What? 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 Never know how long you're going to be in the Nether for. Might just call this escaping the Nether. Hello? Well, another escape. Ugh. Well, we seem to have found a way out. Yeah, just a moment. I forgot to get lunch made, so I'll be right back. Well, lunch made, so once the recording's done, I can just eat and not have to make it. Jeez. For goodness sake. he'll be headbutting the door back open any moment. Okay, let's see here. Davy Jones. Let's return to that. The origin of the town of Davy Jones is unclear, and many conjectural or folkloric explanations have been told. Okay, let's just start with one. The Dictionary of the Vulgar Tongue by Francis Gross, published in 1811, includes the definitions Davy Jones, the devil, the spirit of the sea, called Necken in the North countries such as Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, and David Jones's Locker, the sea. Okay. That doesn't propose any origin. An 1898 dictionary of annexed Davy to the West Indian Duppy and Jones to the biblical Jonah. Ounce of Duppy. Duppy is a word of African origin commonly used in Jamaica meaning ghost in spirit, so ghost of Jonah basically. What? You're fine. Let's see here. David Jones, a real pirate, although not a very well-known one, living on the Indian Ocean in the 1630s. So he could have been the namesake. I don't know, maybe. Duffer Jones, a notoriously myopic sailor who found himself overboard. Myopic. That's prejudiced, right? Or... oh, nearsighted. Jeez, I forgot my box of Kleenex. You're fine. Who packs these Kleenex boxes? Yeah. Let's see here. A British pub owner who supposedly threw drunken sailors into his own locker and then gave them to be drafted on any ship. Oh, okay, so down here there's cetaceans, but up there there's cetacean needed. Oh, jeez. Linguists consider it most plausible that... okay, Jack, there we go. Linguists consider it most plausible that Davy was inspired by Saint David of Wales, whose name is often invoked by Welsh sailors, and Jones by the biblical Jonah. So wait a minute. What is this saying exactly? That he's named, the character of Davy Jones is named after a biblical prophet and a Welsh saint? Nello's a big place and you can easily get lost in it. So I was gifted Dead by Daylight yesterday, got a audiobook gifted to me as well. I was given an audiobook yesterday, King Arthur. It's read by Sean Bean. And I'll listen to it later when I've finished my recordings for today and between streaming. I also started watching Roman Empire: Reign of Blood. What is it? Well, what the hell is that? Okay, how do I put this? It's a docudrama. And from what I understand, the first season, which I'm on, is centered around comedy. How is it? Laws perpetuates the myth that gladiatorial combat was always to the death, when only a small percent of it was. How's the actor playing Commodus? I'd say it seems like that they just chose one actor to play him. And if you know what I mean, it's because the first episode ends with the death of Faustina Minor, Commodus's mother. She died when he must have been when he was either 15 or 16. The dates of death vary to it's either 175 or 176, so 14 and 15. It looks like they're just having the same actor play him through the whole thing. The actor playing Marcus Aurelius is too old. He's 70, and you can pretty much tell that he looks. There was no attempt to make him look like Marcus Aurelius, who we know to have had curly blonde hair and well, beard and mustache. All of which Commodus inherited, and he's portrayed with black hair as well as being right-handed instead of left. And I can't take it seriously when they're referring to Faustina Minor as having been promiscuous, when that was something made up by the unreliable Augustan history. She did not incite Avidius Cassius to become a usurper. He came to that conclusion on his own due to Commodus being too young when the rumor went out that Marcus had died. Oh yeah, back to that Marcus Aurelius age thing. Played by an actor who's 70. Marcus Aurelius only lived to be 58. And Commodus was born when he was 40. And it also portrays Commodus as coming to Germania, even though, if I recall correctly, he had been in Germania with his father uh, pretty much the entire war. The entire German summation war. But don't quote me on that, I might be forgetting some information. But the same goes for Faustina Minor. She was pretty much there as well the entire time. Excuse me. Well, I'm quite at a loss of what to do. I could read something to you. Not sure what. Okay, so who's the Saint David of Wales character anyway? Let's see here. Patron Saint of Wales, Pembrokeshire, Nass, vegetarians, and poets. Okay, then. I had heard of him before. I knew he was the patron saint of Wales, didn't really know that much more about him. Actually, patron saint of Wales was pretty much the extent of my knowledge. Okay, so got a number of origins for Davy Jones if you don't exactly know which it is. One the hell is Blackbeard put in Maritime Folklore in on Wikipedia? Yeah, Legacy. Yeah, that's a lot. What's Chassa Gallery? The Bewitched Canoe or the Flying Canoe is a popular French-Canadian tale of Courage the Boy who Courage the Bra who make a deal with the devil, a variant of the Wild Hunt. Okay, so instead of ghostly hunters on horseback, we have a bunch of guys in a flying canoe. Uh-huh. A flying canoe. I can't believe that. Okay, hold on. Wild Hunt, the hunters may be either elves, fairies, or the dead. So, elves, fairies, or the dead with a figure like Odin, Theodoric the Great, Harold Kane, or even the devil as a leader. And meanwhile, French Canada gets guys in a flying canoe. Um, okay. Okay, what is this? The story can be traced back to a French legend about a rich nobleman named Gallery who loved to hunt. He loved it so much that he refused to attend Sunday Mass. As punishment for the sin, he was condemned to fly forever through the night skies, chased by galloping horses and howling wolves, in a fashion reminiscent of the Wild Hunt stories. Okay, so is the Wild Hunt chasing him in those stories? When French settlers arrived in Canada, they swapped stories with the natives, and the town of Galway was combined with a First Nations legend about a flying canoe. In time, bark canoes became associated with French-Canadian culture as well, and when some of the earliest French Canadians arrived in New York City, they were reported to have landed on the banks of the Hudson River to the amazement and admiration of the people who had never seen bark canoes in their waters before. Uh-huh. Well, that's something. That's interesting. Devil Rail. Oh. The Devil Rail is a legendary demonic rail-like sea monster or sea turtle in some legends that was first reported by St. Brendan. Oh yes, St. Brendan, believed to have the Irish priest who was believed to have reached the Americas before the Norsemen ever did. Devil Rail. First reported 6th century AD, country Ireland, Atlantic Ocean region, Atlantic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, could work. Hmm. But seriously, how is it a sea turtle in some legends? Did someone seriously mix up whale and sea turtle? I can't believe that. just saw the... It is Moby Dick, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. Saw that picture from Moby Dick and I instantly knew what the devil whale was. Of course, if I take it the fact that the country is listed as Ireland, I mean that it is not the creature demon, whatever, drowns in the Irish Sea, so there's that to take into consideration. Welcome to Dreamland. I might make, well, those who know that the main villain of Ramu Ronaman, the Exalted, makes his lair in the bones of a whale. I could make not just a whale, but the devil whale. But I don't know. Actually, I don't think I ever specified just where in the ocean our would-be Deep Lord even is. He could be in the Irish Sea. He's in the Atlantic. That's the extent of my memory for what I said about his location. For the location of his lair, so he could be in the Irish Sea. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think I ever specified just where his lair is. What the? Oh. Okay, let's see here. According to myths, this round is of enormous size and could swallow entire ships. It is often mentioned in children's books. It also resembles an island when it's sleeping, tricking sailors into putting ashore on its back. Let's see here, history. When the sailors start a fire, the devil round awakes and attacks the ship, dragging it under the water into the bottom of the sea. Early explorer St. Brendan the Navigator, in his travels, reportedly landed on the back of the devil round on Easter Sunday. Soon as his monks started to cook their meal, the island began to swim away, and the sailors quickly scrambled back to their boats. I'm woefully inadequate when it comes to my knowledge of marine maritime folklore. Seriously, Moby Dick? Why is he listed there? What? Why? Why is this book in the maritime folklore? Why is Mocha Dick in there? He actually existed. William Kidd? Why? Is there some sort of mythology and legend? Okay, let's give this a read. The belief that Kidd had left buried treasure contributed considerably to the growth of his legend. The 1701 broadside song, Captain Kidd's Farewell to the Seas, or the famous Pirate's Lament. Oh my god, can that be any longer a name? Lists 200 bars of gold and Rick's dollars manifold we seized uncontrolled. This belief made its contributions to literature in Edgar Allan Poe's The Gold Bug, Washington Irving's The Devil and Tom Walker, Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, and Nelson DeMont's Plum Island. Plum Island? It also gave impetus, impetus from the constant treasure hunts conducted on Oak Island in Nova Scotia, in Suffolk County, Long Island, in New York, where Gardiner's Island is located, Charles Island in Milford, Connecticut, the Thimble Islands in Connecticut, Coconut Island in Westport, Connecticut, and on the island of Grand Manan in the Bay of Fundy. Citation needed, so I'm gonna citation needed on that and the belief that it made its contribution to literature, so I'm gonna take that with a proverbial grain of salt, if not an entire shaker. Captain Kidd did bury a small cache of treasure on Gardiner's Island in a spot known as Cherry Tree Field. However, it was removed by Governor Bellamont and sent to England to be used as evidence against Kidd. Okay, so what's this tell us exactly? That there is no buried treasure of Captain Kidd. Let's see, carrying on. Kidd also visited Block Island around 1699, where he was supplied by Mrs. Mercy Raymond, daughter of the mariner James Sands. The story has it that for her hospitality, Mrs. Raymond was bid to hold out her apron, into which Kidd threw gold and jewels until it was full. After her husband, Joshua Raymond, died, Mercy moved with her family to northern New London, Connecticut, where she bought much land. The Raymond family was thus said to have been enriched by the apron. On Grand Manan in the Bay of Fundy as early as 1875. Reference, okay, example needed, so again, gonna take that with a proverbial grain of salt. Was made through searches on the west side of the island for treasure allegedly buried by Kidd during his time as a privateer. Okay, that actually has something covered in references and notes, so I'll take that as fact. For nearly 200 years, this remote area of the island has been called Money Cove. Oh, jeez. In 1983, Cork Graham and Richard Knight went looking for Captain Kidd's buried treasure off the Vietnamese island of Phu Quoc. Knight and Graham were caught, convicted of illegally landing on Vietnamese territory, and assessed each a $10,000 fine. They were imprisoned for 11 months until they paid the fine. Revenge, Blackbeard ship. Why is this under Maritime Folklore? It actually existed. Who added these? Ghost ship? Oh, that would take forever to read. I am not reading an entire article because ghost ships are numerous. yeah, I'm not sure if I want to be discovering maritime folklore. No, because that would probably take up the entire season. With this episode, we're already at the halfway point. Okay, battery running low. Hold on. Yeah, okay. There we go. Logged in and we can continue. Oh, for goodness sake. Honestly, I've never heard of most of these things. Devon Rail, Fiddler's Green, the Foghorn. Goodness. I hate it when people do this. Just block off an entire waterway. Sea Witch I know, Sea Witch I'm familiar with. As well as Sea Monster. you. Half the time I don't know what to talk about. I sincerely apologize for boring whoever watched this. Well, that's all for today, everyone. I'm Brian Croy Dragon signing out. Stay straight.